Well, I was about to walk out the door today to go do some chores, and this leaked audio that just hit the internet and the subsequent non-investigation afterwards makes me never want to fly again, or at least until such a point in which every person who got this call and who got pushed through by this lunatic is removed from their positions and fired immediately. This is bonkers. Everyone attached to this should be fired. This individual should be fired. The skies are no longer safe, not with what we've just uncovered. So a brand new audio call out there on apparently coming from the air traffic control and a DEI activist. Listen to this. So this is a call of a leaked audio of DEI activist sharing air traffic controller exam answers, but exclusively with minority candidates. Now, let me be very clear. I don't care that they're minorities. I care that these people got the answers to the test to become an air traffic controller and would not have passed it if they didn't cheat. Everybody who was on this guy's mailing list should be immediately fired. Immediately. This is wild. Listen to this.
Washington Suburban Associate members, brothers and sisters, listen. It's been a really busy time for me these past 4 days. I know that each of you are eager, very eager, to apply for this job vacancy announcement. And trust, after tonight, you will be able to do so. I am asking that you give me another 15 or 16 hours. Allow me to go to work and come home, provide you with an email that will be extremely crucial.
Now,
in the opening.
What is in that email is the specific answers to a very difficult test. We're going to go through exactly what he sent after we listen to the call.
Stages of this hiring process. There are some valuable pieces of information that I have taken a screenshot of, and I'm going to send that to you via email. Trust and believe it will be something that you will appreciate to the utmost. Keep in mind, we are trying to maximize your opportunities.
See how careful he's choosing his words? He's talking to exclusively non-white people, by the way. This guy is a DEI activist sharing.
And I'm doing the very best that I can with the time that I'm given. Today when I get off at 11 o'clock, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to finish out that email. I'm going to send it to each of you. And as you progress through the stages, refer to those images. So
now that is the stages of the air traffic control test he's talking about.
That you will know which icons you should select. Now,
which icons is like there's some version of there's only one like right answer for these air traffic control tests, and you select the icon. Apparently, that's again. He's helping them cheat to get through the selection process.
I have a good mind to send it to one of my HR representatives first and give them the opportunity to sign off on it before you actually click it. But in the sake of time, I'm going to send it directly to you because I'm about 99.99% sure that it's exactly how you need to answer each question in order to get through the first phase.
So this guy got the answer sheet, right? And he's just giving it to everyone to help them. Now, notice how he's being very careful about how he's saying his words.
People have been getting rejection notices, and those rejection notices have been coming after about 24 to 36 hours after clicking submit. And I want to avoid that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our time and we're going to make sure that everything that we click on, and you're going to even have to go back to your resume and make some changes because one of our members and I have caught something, and we want to go back and we want to fine tune those details. And I guarantee that will give us the very best feeling that we could ever get.
So he's saying, hey, we've given people some answers and they didn't pass the test. So make sure you wait for us to give you all the answers.
in applying for this job. VRAs, those that have received tentative offer letters, we want you to apply for this job anyway.
Oh,
Messages came back saying do not give the agency an opportunity to say they never gave you one. So apply for it anyway.
interesting.
For everyone else, stand by to stand by. Later on this evening, when I get home, I'm going to finish those emails, and then I'm going to go back to planning for the Black History Month program. And then I'm going to process all new members' enrollment forms. And then I'm going to send out my emails to the managers of the FAA regional headquarters and thanking them for my visit. And then I'm going to get back to handling some important business for the VRAs. I think we may have an opportunity, VRAs, to do something that others probably would find impossible.
I mean, what? A top DI activist caught on a voicemail allegedly offering minority air traffic control candidates the chance to cheat in a make-or-break entry exam. Shelton Snow, a powerful figure in the National Black Coalition of Federal Aviation Employees, can be heard promising advanced access to test answers in a shocking clip obtained by Daily Mail. These are valuable pieces of information. We already heard what he said. The info inside was made available in 2014 to African Americans, females, and other minority candidates, but whites were left out of the loop to, quote, minimize competition. Exactly how many applicants were able to capitalize on Snow's brazen offer to secure coveted controller jobs responsible for the safety of millions of flyers remains a mystery. But one former NBC FAE member, Matthew Douglas, told Daily Mail, I know several people who cheated, and I know several people who are controlling planes as we speak. The voicemail comes to light as President Trump vows to purge DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion from U.S. aviation, among other federal agencies, in the wake of the deadly midair collision at Reagan National Airport in January that claimed 67 lives. Snow's message was recorded just weeks after the FAA announced the biggest hiring shakeup in history during an Obama-era push to widen the aperture for minority and women and minorities. DailyMail.com exclusively revealed that the federal government agency had controversially replaced its peer review cognitive exam with a simple biographical quiz, asking questions like, how would you describe your ideal job? And classmates will remember me as either humble or dominant. Well, that's what he's giving them the answer to. Nonetheless, it has proved incredibly tricky for anyone to pass, with a 90% failure rate when Snow decided to intervene. So over 90% of people failed the test. The only people that seemingly passed cheated. The then president of NBC FAE's Washington Suburb chapter contacted members in January with a list of HR buzzwords to make sure to insert into their job applications. Those buzzwords will flag your name, thereby giving you the advantage over thousands of resumes that may flood the system. As a separate teleconference, applicants were urged to highlight their association with the NBC FAE as the largest employee association within the FAA. An agenda item for December, powwow read, this is for us to know who our people are in case we have one of our own on the board. Locate, scan, and upload. We are only concerned about African Americans, women of every ethnic background, and other minorities. Please ensure that you share this information with no one that is identified outside of that. So he gave the answers to all the questions, but exclusively said, hey, I'm going to need you to not give this to any white people. I mean, are you kidding me? It gets worse. Snow goes on to say during the 3.5-minute clip, I'm going to send it to each of you. When the voicemail was leaked by the whistleblower and investigated way back in 2015, Fox Business reported that and the FAA came under pressure to investigate. Snow admitted that he had organized a teleconference to, quote, walk through the test and explain to each person how they should answer the questions. The Department of Transportation's Office of Inspector General nonetheless cleared him to continue his FAA career, concluding in 2016 that the findings in this investigation did not warrant a referral to any kind of federal prosecutor. Well, let's say what he did wasn't illegal. I care less about that than the fact that you didn't even fire the guy. Snow went on to become NBC FAE's Northeast Regional Vice President. He was also on its top national recruiter in 2012, 13, 14, and 16. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe word got out that this was the guy that had all the answers to the test. I feel like that would be important, right? I feel like that would be important. When Daily Mail reached out to Snow to ask for his version of events, he said, "With all due respect, I have no comment. Please do not call this phone again." The push to diversify our skies began around the turn of the century, when special interest groups started lobbying the FAA to adopt RNO, race and national origin, and gender-conscious hiring. Controller positions had typically gone to military vets or standout graduates from accredited air traffic collegiate training initiatives. But wow, I mean, that seems like a pretty good idea. That seems like a pretty good idea. Successful applicants would still go on to take shorter cognitive tests, known as the ATSA, and it was weighted 2.5 times less important when determining a candidate would land a job and begin a formal air traffic control career. This is absolutely insane. Unless these people are all fired and I get a list of every client that this guy had, I'm going to be very, very worried about who's in charge of my plane. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. Please share it with a friend, and we'll talk to you again real soon.